Welcome back to another Pokemon What If Wednesday, where every single Wednesday morning I post a video going through last week's investing and collecting questions, where your guys' questions will actually be featured in the video. So please drop your questions down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And if I did comment to you saying great question, I might use this and I didn't, please drop that same question again and make sure you put repeat question and it will get moved to the top. And I'm not saying I'm some guru who just knows everything. This is just my personal opinion. And when I'm unsure, I always like to talk it out with a few people. It always helps me make my final decision. And we do have to give thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is PrezaCards.com. This is a brand new sponsor, so please go show them some love. Preza has a ton of awesome cases and binders for all your card needs. I mean, they got the graded card storage box and display case for $85. They got the original slab binder, holds 32 PSA cards for $47.99. They got the new graded card backpack, which I think I'm going to pick up one of those for $100. They even have the extra large carbon fiber case. They have a ton of awesome products. And on top of all this, I scored us 10% off your entire order. You just have to use the links in the description or use Pokebeard at checkout. Definitely check them out. You will not be disappointed. But all right, let's get started. First question is from @TG Wellness. Hey Beard, another question. Totally get if you can't answer all of my questions at once. As long as they're good questions, I'll answer them. What are your thoughts on Silver Tempest? The Lugia alt art is amazing. However, the set is still available on the Pokemon Center website, and I keep seeing normal ETBs at Walmart for $35. Is this potentially a good set to invest in? I do think Silver Tempest will do okay in the long run. But yeah, it is still in stock on the Pokemon Center website for $143. So if I ever see a really nice Silver Tempest box in person for around $140, I will grab it. You never know ordering from the Pokemon Center website, especially just ordering a couple boxes. They might come damaged. It happens a ton. But I do really think it will do okay in the future. I'm still shocked that it's in stock on the Pokemon Center website. But yeah, I like Silver Tempest. I think the Lugia is super, super solid. The ETBs at $35. I mean, again, they don't have promos and they don't have as many packs now as the Scarlet and Violet era does, but I still think they will also do okay. They'll just take way longer than a booster box will. You just got to remember that. Those regular ETBs are going to take a long time compared to an actual booster box. But I do feel like there is some potential for Silver Tempest. Just going to take a bit. Next, from a member @Aaron BF20. I just bought a Legendary Collection Reverse Holo Charizard for $700. It has some whitening on the back and a little crease in the bottom right corner. Should I still send in to get a grade, thinking probably 6 at the highest, or try to put it out to sell raw and see if I can get a little over what I paid? Or do you think it is best to just hold for a few years? Well, let's take a little peek. You did send me some emails with some pictures of that crease. It's a pretty decent sized crease. I think you'd be lucky to get a 6. I'm thinking more a 5 probably. Let's see here. We got a PSA 5 sold for a grand or best offer on September 1st. August 25th, that's a PSA 1. We got a PSA 6 sold for $1,526. PSA 3 sold for $700 or best offer. And I mean, there is a chance your card gets like a 2, a 3, or 4. You never know sometimes with these PSA graders. But easiest would be just to put it out raw, see if you can get more for it. Might as well try that first. And if that doesn't work, then you could probably try to grade it and hope for the best. All right, next is from @Dark Knight. Hey, Pokebeard, I appreciate you answering my question a few weeks back. I have another question. What affordable vintage set would you try to complete on a budget? Would it be easier to purchase lightly played or lower graded cards? Do Shadowless, First Edition, Unlimited really matter when collecting? So if you're like trying to make the smart buys, I always try to get First Editions when you can. But I think some awesome sets that are really affordable to get right away. The Southern Island set. It's 18 cards. So easy to complete. And the main cards like Mew and stuff, they're somewhat expensive in really, really good condition. And then you can also get the binder too. So like this person sold the binder and all 18 cards for $500 or best offer. This is the complete set for $369 or best offer. So right here, this says near mint, $480 with the binder. So I think that's a very, very solid set. And then again, you can just do Fossil too. If you're on a complete budget, then I understand you can do Unlimited. It's very affordable now. I mean, someone just sold the complete 16 through 62 for $200. So just for 200 bucks, you only need 16 more cards to go. And that is for first edition. So that's not bad. We got the complete set here for first edition for $1,125 or best offer. And then we got the unlimited for $480. So it kind of depends on your budget. But in my opinion, right now, vintage is pretty cheap. So I would try to get first edition if you can. Next is from @Anthony Harding. Repeat question. What are your thoughts on the Jirachi V-Box? It was only released in Australia, but it's got a Sword and Shield promo that TCG Player doesn't even list. It also has a Cosmos foil of Absol and a jumbo of the Jirachi V promo. And this box was the only place you could get these cards. I haven't seen anyone talk about this anywhere on the tube. Well, we just got confirmation about a week ago that it is now available in the US. They are starting to pop up. So now it makes it a little less special. But it even says here, the missing Jirachi V-Box is now appearing at Walmart stores in the United States for $21.99. This is a full year after its release in Europe. The Jirachi V-Box has been the subject of much intrigue. It first released in Europe in August 2023. Strangely, this was a full year after the reign of Pokemon V were over. It was printed as a Sword and Shield 299, filling a gap left behind in the Sword and Shield promos. The card was originally cut from 2022's Astral Radiance. This is pure speculation, but perhaps Jirachi V was a last-minute print to ensure Sword and Shield promos wouldn't have a gap. Huh. Well, yeah, it is now available in the United States. All right, next is from Jerry Zard SRS8657. Hey, Pokebeard, I bought 2 booster boxes of Evolving Skies for 120 at release, but the seal is very loose and the Pokemon stamp is fading. Can confirm they are legit because they came from an LGS. Was planning to sell at least one of them in the future, but how will this affect the price and what would you advise? Hold on longer, say 5 to 10 years, or sell now and buy sealed Scarlet and Violet booster boxes? Love the videos, they are very helpful. So that's always so tough to say. I mean, when you got something so expensive like that, you know, I almost just want to say always sit on it. Might as well just hold it longer, see what happens. Evolving Skies is no joke, probably one of the best sets we've ever gotten, if not the best set. Yes, I know the pull rates are tough, which is what makes it even a better investment. But, I mean, you could sell it right now. Someone sold it says not damaged, but it's bent, which means it's damaged. Sold for 630 bucks, pretty bent up one. So, I mean, you could definitely still get some decent money for it and invest it into other products. Technically, that might be a hair smarter, like investment-wise. But yeah, it is so tough to say. And I do feel like the more expensive these get, the harder it might be to sell one that is slightly damaged. But you never know. Next is from Michael Ramsey 6357. What are your thoughts on investing on Celebration singles? So I like Celebrations. We got the 30th anniversary coming up soon. So, you know, Charizard, Umbreon, V-Star, Shiny Magikarp. So if it were me and I'm investing, I would definitely go heavy into Umbreon and Shiny Magikarp, which I am trying to get these in a PSA 10. Now, I would say the big 3 also, which, I mean, Blastoise and Venusaur are so cheap. You might as well grab some of those. I think I'm going to stock up on some of those next month, raw. Hopefully get some nice ones that I could grade. But we did get these reprinted again in the big trading card classic box, so that kind of sucks. And you guys should go back and watch some like of PokeRes videos of him chasing the Umbreon. It took him a lot of packs to pull this card. And then too, if you look at the actual pack cost of Celebrations, it's slowly moving up. So I do think the Umbreon and Magikarp are both great buys, and, you know, the starters obviously too. All right, next is from @Skyle Perry. I'm thinking about collecting shiny type Pokemon. Do you think this would be a cool idea? And if so, which set should I start at? So I would say that is a pretty popular thing to do. I know a lot of people collect shiny Pokemon. You have a lot of options. So let's start a little bit older. They have this awesome, they're just reverse hollows. And they're pretty expensive if you want them in super, super nice condition. But I mean, just look at these shinies. We got the Ponyta from Arceus. We got the Bagon. We got Relicanth, Shinx, Swablu, and there isn't too many of them. So it's a pretty doable set. But again, these are reverse hollows and stuff. I'm sure if you're newer, you're probably not super interested in that. And then we could also do the Call of Legends shinies, another little small subset with a handful of shinies. Awesome cards. They look super, super nice in person. Otherwise, if you want to go a little bit newer, you got the Shining cards from Shining Legends. Again, a very, very nice little small subset. There's like 2 or 3 promos that go with it. You know, and these actually say Shining cards, like the old Neo cards. And then, of course, you can do the actual shiny cards from the Fate sets. So you have Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, and Paldean Fates. And Paldean Fates does have a few shiny illustration rares and special illustration rares. So that might be your best bet. So you can actually, have some fun, open up a box or two, and then start there. But these are also very, very awesome. People just don't like them as much because they're just like reprints of full arts, and like all the baby shinies are technically kind of reprints. So there's a handful of people that just don't like these cards at all, but I think they're pretty cool. And the baby shiny cards are even textured on the actual holo pattern, which I think is a very, very nice touch. So you definitely have some options. Hopefully that helped you out. Next is from @Brandon Garcia 4188. What do we do with our bulk? Laugh out loud. So you have some options. There are, websites and stuff where you can send them your bulk, or even some shops will take your bulk and they'll, give you sealed products. So that's always nice. But what I always did, I always sold big lots on eBay. So this sold 23 times for 150 bucks, 1,000 Pokemon holographic cards, reverse holos, and holos. So I always make sure, I got a good pile of holos and reverse holos, try to get to 1,000 or at least 500. And then what I even like to do is I'll do 1,000 holo reverse holos, 1,000 non-holo, and then I'll even do 10 or 20 ultra rare cards, which are just basic Vs or basic EXs or some V Maxes, stuff like that, to really spruce it up. Don't scam them and show a bunch of gold cards and then send them basic Vs. Show them what you're going to get. But I used to sell those constantly for almost $200 a lot. So I always did it that way. But again, ask your local card shop. Next is from @TDMorton29. Why were sets like Team Up so underprinted, and do you think something like that will ever happen again, or has the COVID boom really changed Pokemon forever, such that we'll never really see underprinted sets to that magnitude ever again? Yeah, probably not to that degree, but I mean, we did have one for Rebel Clash. Never really got a reprint, which is why it's one of the most expensive Sword and Shield booster box and one of the most expensive ETBs. Now, for the newer sets, the only set that I've seen so far that is technically a little short printed was Twilight Masquerade. A lot of shops did not get very many of those, and then they couldn't get a ton more. But I do think they're going to reprint them. I don't think they're going to do super short printed sets like that anymore. I'm not sure why Team Up was so short printed. It did not get a reprint at all. And I know because I was waiting for a reprint because I wanted to get some boxes, but it never really happened. And they just kind of went up and just slowly kept rising. So yeah, pretty crazy set. Good question. Next is from @SnaggerLP. What do you think about Pokemon Topps investing? Some of the singles from Johto Advanced are ridiculously low pop. I like the look of Topps Pokemon cards in general. Would like to know what you think about them. So I love Topps cards, but I don't think they're ever going to be the most chase thing or go up super crazy amounts. There are Topps cards that are worth a ton, which we will check right now. We're on eBay checking the highest sold. So we got the Topps Movie 2000 Factory Sealed Booster Box for $7 grand. We got a PSA 9 Flareon, the Sparkle Chrome Series 2, super low pop, 6,800 or best offer. So again, there are versions and some cards that are worth a ton, but I just don't think too many people are going to want to collect these over the original Wizards of the Coast. That's why these cards never get the love, but I do think they deserve a lot more love. I mean, the Gengar for 5,600 or best offer, another sealed movie for 5,100. We got the Ditto in a PSA 9 Techno, 4,750 or best offer. We got the complete Series 2, which Series 2 is definitely very, very tough to find. I will say, took me forever to complete Series 2. Probably 4 or 5 years to complete Series 2. And you almost never see it complete like this. That's sold for $3,495 or best offer. Man, I'm going to pull up my Topps cards again. I haven't looked at them in a while. We got the Bulbasaur in a PSA 10 Sparkle. Pop 10, $3,500 or best offer. Oh, there we got an advanced card, the ones you're talking about. The Pikachu in a 10 sold for $2,999. Pop 3. Wow. Super crazy. Series 1 Spectra Gengar. Sold for $3K or best offer. Yeah, there's some awesome, cool cards and extremely low pops. I mean, this Arcanine right here is a Pop 3. Techno. Series 1, $2,500 or best offer. The first movie trading card booster box, 2,400. Wow. Yeah, there is still a ton of value in Topps. I just don't think they're ever going to really compete with like original Wizards of the Coast. Because, I mean, this is the rarest of the rare right here. But, yeah, I'm a big fan of Topps, and I do collect them. Next is at TG Wellness. I told you, if you ask good questions, I'll put them in the video. You know, I don't care if you ask 5 questions, 10 questions, whatever it is. Just opened a Stellar Crown Pokemon Center ETB and encountered the Pokemon Center stamp promo wrapped with the regular promo and the deck dividers. For maximum long-term value, should I leave it sealed with the dividers and other promo, or open and place it in a sleeve and top loader? And then also for maximum potential and long-term value, what is the best way to store singles? I've heard that binders can create a dent. Are sleeves with top loaders a better option if planning to resell? So yeah, they did do that. I haven't opened a new Pokemon Center ETB yet with everything wrapped up with the card dividers and everything. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan that they did that actually, because now I can't take my sealed promo and just slip it into a binder or, you know, into a top loader or anything like that. I got this big bulky thing I got to worry about. But if it were me, I'd probably just keep her sealed because, I mean, you have both options. You have it sealed and you could always open it raw. So I wouldn't worry about it until you actually want to sell the cards. And as long as you're not moving it around a ton, it should be fine in there. But again, I have not opened it yet. So I still got to see in person how it's packaged, and then I'll actually make a decision on that. And then for binder dent, that's more for 3-ring binders. If you sleeve your cards and put them in a nice binder, you don't have to worry about that. It's from like these binders right here that have these rings, because the pages will move. And then if you have cards here on the left side, they will hit the binders and get a binder dent. But like I said, if you have nice binders, you do not have to worry about that at all. Next is from @85Scone. Brilliant video, man, as usual. Thank you. I've been picking up a lot of Sword and Shield 3-pack blisters and single blisters. I want to know your opinion, but I think they are great. If you pick up 36 of any single blister, the value is close to a booster box. They're easy to store, cheap to ship, and in my opinion, more liquid. But one thing you have to remember, if you have 36 sleeve boosters and you, I don't know, sell 5 here, 6 here, 4 here, and you pay shipping on those, you're paying shipping multiple times. Compared to a booster box, you're doing shipping one time. So you got to think about that too. And then you got to think too, 36 sleeve boosters takes up way more space than one single booster box. So booster boxes are definitely the best. But again, sleeve boosters and 3-pack blisters, they will do fine. It's just, I do not think they are nearly as good as booster boxes are. All right, next question is from @DarianGoodness3037. Recently been getting back into your vids and can financially fund some card purchases now. Congratulations. I want to buy some booster boxes, but not sure if I should get multiple Scarlet and Violet boxes because they are so cheap, or if I should buy each booster box in order of release. Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, etc. I really like the idea of having every set's booster box. Thank you for the great content. I always enjoy watching. So if you're collecting, and it's not just pure about money for you making money, then definitely get all the booster boxes. I love that collection. I do that too. But the only bad thing about buying like one of each box is it's tough to sell in the future. You're going to want to sell one of those boxes when it completely, you know, ruins your complete set. So that's why I always like to get 3 of things. So what you could do, especially if you are on a budget, you know, maybe get 1 of each like you planned. And then maybe for those better sets, try to get a few of them, so that way you have options to sell, or maybe just get 2 of each, so that way you have a completed set, and then you have a completed set you could sell in the future, so that way you don't have to sell your entire collection. But that's what I always think about, because I hate selling stuff. But again, congrats. Next is at PP Online Shop. I acquired a bunch of V-Hero tins from my local Targets, paid 20 each, and they all have 2 Evolving Skies, 1 Fusion Strike, and 1 Brilliant Stars. Would it be more wise to open them all and sell the loose packs long term, or keep the tins intact and sell the tins? So if you're talking long term and you got the space, might as well keep the tins. You have the option down the road to do whatever you want. You know, if you can do the math and figure out selling them individually will make you more than selling the tin, then open them down the road. But of course, if you don't have space, then the boosters would be a little bit better, but you might as well just keep her sealed. Next is from a member at Tragic Carp. How does a reprint differ from a restock, and what impact does it have on collectors and investors? Been seeing these terms thrown around a lot recently in regards to 151 and Paldea Evolved. So restocks are usually pretty small, and then reprints are massive. So for Paldea Evolved right now, I think I called it a reprint. It's probably more of a restock. I constantly restock, reprint. I constantly switch those up. But yeah, restocks are definitely pretty small. You will notice a reprint. A reprint will be every LGS store has it. The Walmarts have it. Target has it. I do feel like we will get one for 151 around Christmas. I mean, it would make sense. But yeah, hopefully we get another one because I'm definitely going to try to grab some. And then two, if you are investing in new modern products, do not worry about reprints and stuff like that. The only thing that you should worry about is if you should buy more when that reprint happens. This is modern. All these sets are going to get reprinted or restocked a ton of times. So never expect to just make money instantly. Like if you buy Paradox Rift at 95 or whatever, and it goes up to 135, and then we get a reprint, it goes down to 100. Don't worry about that. You know, it just means you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for you to make money. But you got to plan for that. It's going to happen for modern products, especially nowadays. We have so many people in Pokemon. They're definitely going to reprint these sets a good amount. So yeah, you just got to stay the long course and you will be nice and happy. Next is from another member at Chasing Selby. If you were to get a free trip to Japan, what Pokemon related products TCG would you buy? I'd get anything that I couldn't get here. Like anything that's pretty exclusive, I'm buying it. I would spend so much money in Japan. It would not be good. I'm pretty sure I'd be broke when I came back. But yeah, I love, statues and collectibles too. So I try to find some unique things like that. But yeah, anything super unique that I can only get there. And my wife would go crazy on the plushies for sure. Next is from @OneLuckyViewer. If you have a sick obsession of needing to pull a card instead of buying it, what's the best strategy, especially for older cards? Keep up the great videos. Stop it. You do not need to pull the card. Just buy singles. Of course, try for some grails. Try every once in a while. But you do not need to pull the card. I've pulled so many Pokemon cards that I couldn't even tell you half the cards that I pulled. Because we also buy so many cards and we get lots and stuff and buy singles that it's hard to remember them all. So after a while, it really doesn't matter that much. Of course, there's a few special cards that you will always remember. I remember pulling the Charizard as a kid, as I literally wished for it the night before. I did the Starlight, Starbright, I wish I might thing. And I literally pulled the Charizard the very next day. Stuff like that, you'll remember forever. But yeah, definitely just try to stick to singles. You'll save so much money, I promise. And just think your collection, if you buy really nice singles and then compare to somebody who pulls it, someone who's buying singles is going to beat that collection every single time 1,000 times over. So just got to remember that. But again, I get it. It is fun and it is addicting. Next question is from @WussAnthony7874. Nice video. Just a quick question. I was wondering what grading service is best for vintage cards. I have a Lugia Neo Genesis. It's not in a 10 condition, but maybe a 9 or an 8. Then we got another question from @WreckItRoush. Hey Beard, do you grade cards with one or multiple companies? If you do grade with more than one company, how do you decide which company to send a card to? Appreciate the videos. So if your card is not perfect, send it to PSA. It's just that simple. You have the best bet at getting a 10. Now, if your card is truly perfect, like I'm talking truly, truly perfect, you have two options. You got CGC or Beckett. I like Beckett better because you have a chance of getting that black label, which is the most valuable grade you can even get in all Pokemon cards. Yeah, save your super, super perfect cards for Beckett. CGC does have a pristine that's doing decent, which would not be as hard to get as a black label, but still, if it's perfect, I'm definitely going to try for Beckett. I got a nice little pile here that I'm going to try for a couple black labels. But yeah, like I said, though, if your card, if you see a little whitening on the top right or top left or whatever it is, definitely try PSA. It's your best bet at getting a 10. Next is from @JoneTomino1055. Hello, Pokebeard. I'm a new collector and totally love your videos. I can't understand how underestimated your channel is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I also think it's underestimated. My question is, I just bought 2 Crown Zenith Pokemon Center ETBs around $75 each. Great price. But one of them has a damaged corner and the other one has a little hole in the plastic in almost every corner. I think the price was really good, but I'm not sure if it's going to be worth more in the future like this. Should I open it, sell it, or keep it? Thank you. So if we're talking Crown Zenith, You're getting 2 promos, pretty good pull rates. So you would have a small chance at getting your money back if you actually, pull the Giratina or the Arceus. You got a chance, but most likely those boxes are going to be worth a lot more if you just keep them sealed. Even though they are damaged, you got them for a pretty good deal. I mean, $75 each is a solid deal. I want to say they're $115 to $120 in the market right now. So at that price, you might as well just keep them. Next is from a member at Konohemia. With booster bundles being a more recent product introduction, where do you think they'll land long-term compared to booster boxes and ETBs? So this Sunday, I'm going to do a new tier list video, and we're going to rank all of the products. I do think booster bundles are a great product, and if Scarlet and Violet would not have upped the pack and gotten the promo, I would like booster bundles more than ETBs, just because the size, you don't get a bunch of crap in them. But having the promo definitely helps those Scarlet and Violet ETBs a ton. So I don't think they will surpass those, but I think it'll be super, super close. So yeah, definitely check out my Sunday video. I'm going to be ranking like all the products. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to have like booster box cases in there, Pokemon Center ETB cases. Like I want to have everything in there. So that way we can know every single type of product that we can actually invest into. Next is from at Vitsky636. Repeat question from a few weeks ago. What Sword and Shield set would be comparable to Paradox Rift? And do you think the Groudon will end up passing the Roaring Moon? Comparable to Paradox Rift Sword and Shield set. It's a tough one. I'm going to probably say Fusion Strike. A lot of people slept on Fusion Strike right away. I will say Fusion Strike has a few better cards, like chase-wise. But Scarlet and Violet sets have illustration rares, which kind of make them a little more superior than a lot of Sword and Shield sets. Especially for like opening reasons and just collectability-wise and art-wise. But yeah, I think Paradox Rift is super, super slept on. And I think it is similar to how Fusion Strike was slept on. Next is from @BoostLife6370. Hey, random, irrelevant question, but I know you're also a big UFC fan. Is there any interest in the UFC cards? Yeah, I've been looking. I kind of want to get, I love Sean O'Malley and he just lost. So I think now would actually be a really, really good time to get one of the rarest like Sean O'Malley cards. I don't know a ton about the UFC cards, so if you guys do have any info on those, please let me know on like which is the best ones to get. Because I've been looking and there's a ton of different kinds. I see they do numbered ones and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know down below if anybody has any info on that. But yeah, I have been looking. I would not mind picking up a few like signed cards or something like that, just of my favorite fighters. So one thing why I like UFC more than like organized team sports, I like UFC fighters because I like them as a person and them as a fighter. A lot of people like their sports team is because they just live in that state. But I always just think, if I lived in a different state, I wouldn't even like this team anymore. It's just weird to think about. So I like when you actually like certain people and the fighters and stuff like that. Next is from @DGenWinsM4C. Beer, just got back into the hobby after finding my old collection and love your videos. Thanks for the content. Thank you. Question, I have some base set Rocket first edition holos that are currently out to PSA for grading. Would you think the best time to sell those would be just before the upcoming Rocket set or hold a little later? Well, it depends on how expensive they get when that set is about to be released. So definitely keep your eye out. I will also keep my eye out. When that set's about to pop out, I do think a lot of Team Rocket cards will spike. But I think after the set comes out, I don't think they're going to keep going higher because people are going to want to collect the new Team Rocket set. So I'd probably get ready to sell them like a month or two before the set comes out, when we start getting good leaks of the cards. Next is from @GMoney. Would you put Crown Zenith and 151 on the top 10 greatest sets of all time? Greatest sets of all time. Top 10. That is tough to say. I'm going to say yes for Crown Zenith for sure. Pull rates are amazing. Has the most textured alternate arts out of any set. And it's the last set with yellow borders. I do feel like that puts that in the top 10. Now, 151 is pretty small. So it's super close. But again, you're getting pure Gen 1 illustration rares and special illustration rares. Because, if you think about it, if you don't like Gen 1, you would hate 151 as a set. Because there's not a lot of variety. You're only getting one generation. But I do like 151, and getting all three of those starters in illustration rares with special illustration rares is pretty crazy if you really think about it. If you think about how they evolved, kind of has the same thing. with the Gen 9 starters. So it's tough, but I would put it up there super, super close to being in the top 10, if not in the top 10. Tough to say. If it had a little bit more cards, it'd be easy. One of the best sets ever created. But it is kind of small. And like I said, not very much variety. But we probably will not get another set with all 3 starters like that. Gen 1 starters with the illustration rares and special illustration rares. That's pretty crazy. And it also has Dragonair. So that does make it really, really special, in my opinion. Super tough question, though. All right, last question is from @JohnSouth6357. Love the videos. What are your thoughts if you think the value of the rainbow cards are going to go up now that they aren't being made any longer? So they might have a little spike here in the future. But here's the thing. Half the people always kind of hated rainbow cards. Like they weren't obsessed with them at all. Everybody loves alternate arts. And then everybody also loves special illustration rares. So there are a ton of people that just will never collect a rainbow card. And I mean, I get it. The art itself isn't super crazy. I think the cards are absolutely beautiful. I do collect the tag team rainbow cards because I think those are just awesome, super undervalued and unique. But yeah, it's a tough one. Like I said, maybe one spike and it's not going to be crazy. But all right, that was today's Pokemon What If Wednesday. Like I said before, if you guys have any questions, please drop them down below for a chance to be in next week's video. And of course, if you guys like the content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. Leaving a like and comment helps the most. And I comment back to every single person. Might take me a few days, but I will definitely get to you. And then if you want to go check out my Instagram, that's where I post, you know, when 151 comes back in stock, like the booster bundles, definitely check that out. Same with my membership. I also post it there. That's only 99 cents a month if you guys want to support even more. And if you want to check out my last Pokemon Market Monday, and it was a good Pokemon Market Monday, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.